Welcome to the Ganz CORTROL video training series. Today, we will be introducing you to the Events and Actions configurator. This video assumes CORTROL Premier or Global has been installed. From the desktop, double-click on the Ganz CORTROL Management Console icon. In order to enter the CORTROL Management Console, login credentials are required. Enter your user ID, if different from the default ID of admin, in all lowercase. Enter your password, which you should have created upon installation and setup of CORTROL. Click on OK to confirm your credentials and log into the CORTROL Management Console. Two panels can be found along the left-hand side of the Management Console. The bottom, or Sections panel, lists the topical actions that a CORTROL administrator would require. These sections are Configuration, Events and Actions, Monitoring, and Audit. The top, or Components panel, lists the available functions as they relate to a selected section. Let's click on the Events and Actions section and get familiar with each component of the Events and Actions section. The Rules component is where we define how events, actions, conditions, schedules, and mail servers interact. This interaction is defined within the Events and Actions configurator. The Events component is where we define our events, or entities, that appear when something happens in our surveillance system. The Actions component is where we define the actions that take place related to an event that has happened. The Conditions component is where we define a conditional variable that can affect our rules. The Schedules component is where we can define when a rule can be executed. The Mail Servers component is where we define mail servers that are available to relay email notifications. For an in-depth explanation of events, actions, conditions, schedules, and mail servers, please refer to its respective training video. The Events and Actions section is where we can create rules that define a device server reaction. In other words, we create a rule that defines an event with a defined action that takes place within our surveillance system. Select the Rules component. Along the top of the Rules menu are functions to change the currently accessed server, open the configurator, enable a rule, disable a rule, and test a rule. Along the bottom are notification functions for recently added and recently updated rules. Now that we know the layout of the Rules menu, let's get to the Events and Actions configurator. Click on the Open Configurator option in order to launch the Events and Actions configurator. At first glance, we note that the configurator is broken into three columns: Events, Rules, and Actions. In the Events column are listed channels with predefined events related to video and motion. I'm going to scroll down the Events column till I get to the ZN-NH22XE channel, where I have a VCA event. The VCA event was created by clicking on the Add Event option. The Add Event option can create custom events for digital input, VCA, and external services. When a custom event, such as the VCA event, is selected, the Edit Event option becomes available. Clicking on Edit Event will allow for the custom event to be modified or edited. For now, we will skip over the creation and edit of custom events, as they will be covered in a later video. Let's add the VCA event to the Rules column. By selecting either the greater than arrow or the less than arrow, I can add or remove an event from the Rules column. With the VCA event selected, I'm going to click on the greater than arrow to add it to the Rules column. In the Actions column are listed channels with predefined actions related to alerts and screen pop-ups. I'm going to scroll down the Action column till I get to the Mail channel, where I have a Send Mail action. The email action was created by clicking on the Add Action option. The Add Action option can create custom action types for the following: Write to Application Log, Activate Recording Profile, Activate Substream Recording Profile, Send Mail, Run Program, Activate PTZ Preset, Control Digital Output, Pop up an object on screen or screens, Highlight on map or all maps where a corresponding action target is present. When a custom action such as Send Mail is selected, the Edit Action option becomes available. Clicking on Edit Action will allow for the custom action to be modified or edited. For now, we will skip over the creation and edit of custom actions, as they will be covered in a later video. Let's add the action to the Rules column. By selecting either the plus, less than arrow, or less greater than arrow, an action can be added or removed from the rules column. The plus will allow me to add additional actions to a selected event within the rules column. With the email notification selected, I'm going to click on the less than arrow to add it into the rules column. Let's look at the rules column. The rules column lists any current rules related to events and actions, example being the VCA event with the related email notification action now present. At the bottom of the rules column are the variables for a condition, schedule, delay time, and clear function. For now, we will skip over the creation and edit of the rules variables as they will be covered in a later video. By clicking on the conditions variable, a condition can be added to the existing rule. By clicking on the schedule variable, we can restrict when the rule is active, in this case, work hours. By clicking on the delay variable, we can cause a new action or extend a postponed action. Clicking on Clear will clear any applied variables. Once the rules have been created, click on OK to save and exit the configurator. Well, that completes our training video for CORTROL Events and Actions Configurator. Thank you for viewing this video and keep an eye on our website for more to come.